Welcome to World Recap, the news station that would like to sincerely apologize for skipping a week, alright? It's that damn writer's block. It happens to the best of us, alright? You can't escape it sometime. But to make it up, I managed to compile everything from July 15th to July 28th. So we got a lot to jump into. But anyways, I'm your host, William D. Evans, and let's jump into last week. Now, before I get into this week's news, I just want to give a bit of a trigger warning, alright? Some pieces of news that will be covered in this episode might be extremely sensitive for some people. And hey, I can perfectly respect that. Some people have weak spots when it comes to these, issues. And if you have any sensitive feelings about topics like self-harm or suicide, even predatory actions, this World Recap will not be for you, and I am completely understandable with that, you know? So I suggest you turn it off while you have the chance. Alright, are we clear? Good. Alright, so starting things off, the Beer and Cinema Movie Report. Tonight will be your last night to see Despicable Me 4. A movie that exists. I sadly did not have the luxury to watch such peak cinema. Well, but as the Rotten Tomatoes scores say, apparently, this cinemas was definitely not peak, you know? Apparently it had horrible, it was horrible with no substance whatsoever. It had El Macho. How could that be? Come on. But anyways, next week will be a big deal for 40-year-olds across the peninsula, since Twisters will be playing, a sequel to the famous tornado riding experience. But after that, it says theater closed. But don't worry, it just means it's closed for that week. It's gonna be back with some really big bangers on the way. I usually know there are some really good movies that might be on the way. I even might announce a couple of movies on World Recap if if the cinema wants to ever work with me. The rumor apartments continue construction. Alright, looks like now the mysterious buildings, also known as the apartments, are speeding up on construction down near the street near Berry Hill. What's big over there? It looks like the wood parts are being plastered on. It's a fraud. It's not a pure wood building, it's an imposter, and I hate imposters. Anyway, the construction's looking good, so can't really complain. Massive Newfoundland power outage. Alright. Back last week, aka yesterday, I was having a bit of fun at the Avalon Mall, chowing down on my New York fries. But then, the lights were out. All across St. John's, in the greater part of Newfoundland. Even we were struck. I was quite worried until the truth came out. Who was the culprit? Muskrat Falls. Yep. I knew the thing would be a disaster waiting to happen. And Newfoundland Power hilariously made an apology post on Facebook while their rival on Newfoundland, Hydro, had everything stay on when it comes to them, essentially making a grand marketing opportunity for them. So the moral of the story, just upgrade to Hydro, I guess. Splatoon 3's Grand Splatfest. Starting off with gaming news, Splatoon 3 just had its most grand Splatfest of all time. Well, that's what I heard. But it looks like you got all the news girls coming back for this one big Splatfest. It looks legitimately wild. I don't really play Splatoon at all, but if this looks good, I might give it a shot, you know? But that's not all. Splatoon 3 amiibo for side order. That's not... So, you also got amiibos of the news girls from Splatoon 2, but in their appearances in the side order DLC for Splatoon 3, Pearl and Marina. The amiibo look really well done as well. All this effort that's being put into Splatoon right now makes me want to play it someday. So, might stick around to see if anything else like appeals to me, you know? I know who Emio is now, alright? So after 1 week of speculation on what that mysterious Nintendo trailer was, we got a clear answer. The game revealed was a new entry in the Famicom Detective Club series. Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. So, these games are a series of visual novel games, overly played through with text. And this is a third entry in the series. Emio is actually something they completely made up for the series, where he is an urban legend who walks up to young crying high school girls and makes them an offer. You give him his life, and he'll give you a cute little paper bag on your face while you're dead. I think we all know what this implies. Yeah, suicide is just not one of those things I am just well accustomed to talking about. Especially on something like World Recap. This is meant to be like all fun games, well, when it comes to anything but the political news, but yeah. So, my suggestion is, if you or anybody else, like, has any, like, feelings of self-harm or anything, I would definitely recommend you provide them with a hotline or Eastern Health. Like, they're very well accustomed to doing such things. Like, I may not be able to help them, but they sure can, you know? Anyways, a lot of people are angry that this game was not what they wanted. They expected from the teaser an actual horror game with gore and violence and scares, you know? And I don't blame them for that at all, you know? It would have been very hard to guess that from that trailer of a creepy man with a paper bag on his face, that this will be Famicom Detective Club of all things. So this is completely fair to be mad. But only for a little bit, alright? See, if you keep on holding a grudge for this game because it's not what you wanted, you become the one that was, like, you become the problem and not the game yourself. You know? Like, the blame will go on you, you know? Like, having such high expectations, even if it was not what you wanted or expected, you should still try it. Who knows? Like, maybe this game will introduce you to more visual novel games. Like, I know, like, a good few visual novel games that could easily, easily hook you in if you find, Emio the Smiling Man, a good, like, experience. Fortnite's cursed sales and Cybertruck update. Fortnite has a good chunk of updates, like, since I was gone. One notable one being the cursed sales update, putting in a Pirates of the Caribbean Battle Pass, the Flintlock pistols unvaulted, and even the new pirate ship mythic, like, which is a blast in the later storm circles. Everything about that update was a winner, which I can't say for the other update. The Summer Road Trip update arrived, bringing a new series of challenges that will end with you getting the Tesla Cybertruck for free. Absolutely free. There's no way I'm gonna complain about free cosmetics, but I sure will. People just hate this thing, and the whole Fortnite community has made a pact to shoot any Cybertruck on sight. Even Epic Games developers are in on it. Just being extremely petty. Come on, it's free. Be thankful. Lamborghinis cost like 4,000 V-Bucks. Be thankful Cybertruck is not 10,000. Gorilla Tag gets a wild summer update. I booted up Gorilla Tag after a good while and I discovered paradise. All the maps have been updated with just this perfect sense of summer vacation. And I just don't want it to end at all. All the water slides and the shark props make me just feel right. You also got like a new map, your own. Oh, hell yeah. You can create your own map and play on it, making for some cursed atrocities, but also some masterpieces. I'm just telling you, some players you're still gonna be complaining that the map sucks. My brother in Christ, you made it. And even then, you can edit that map so it fits your tastes. Chained Together blows up online. So there's been this really big game that's been blowing up online due to its difficulty. Chained Together. A game where you and another player are, you guessed it, chained together. And you have to do an only-up style parkour adventure to get to the top. It looks really fun, but I don't have a PC to test if it is fun. Yeah, the PC gaming experience is just something I am really afraid of. The blue screen of death destroys the world for a good while. Alright, back like 2 weeks ago, Microsoft tasked the company CrowdStrike to update their online servers. One problem though, they might have accidentally crashed the servers. No Sorry's gonna fix that. Leading us to the blue screen of death crisis. Upon thousands upon thousands of office computers, hospital computers, airport computers, all just broke into this fatal server crash. And the whole situation left thousands of people stranded at airports. It was anxiety fuel for those impacted, but it was hilarious for me since I got to see sites I never thought I'd be able to see right there. I never thought I'd see a Times Square billboard just not work. Like half of Times Square is just like black screens now. Pretty funny. Inside Out 2 is now the biggest animated movie of all time. Well, it's official now. After everything Pixar went through, they got themselves a winner. Inside Out 2 has just been going out of its way to break record after record. And it's like a damn miracle. And everything, like after everything, is now the #1 highest grossing animated movie of all time. It is a feat that is remarkable. Hell, Frozen 2 artists made an artwork to commend Pixar for their actions. It is also concerning for what I've been saying. Companies will look at these numbers and think that they need to crank out more sequels just because one did good. So because of this, Disney and Pixar will possibly throw whatever IP at the wall and see what sticks. We're gonna see things like Monsters Inc. 2, Encanto 2, Luca 2, like everything. All of these terrifying doors are now open, and it's all Inside Out 2's fault. Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars news. So at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel had its own little booth. Minor updates to Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts with an asterisk, and Fantastic Four First Steps. But that's until they announced what the hell happened with Avengers 5. You see, it was originally going to be Avengers the Kang Dynasty. But you know, Kang beat up his wife, sadly. So Marvel went silent over this movie until now. The main villain is now Doctor Doom. And with the new Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday. All these Doctor Doom's cosplayers appear on stage, but one sticks out from the rest. Who is he? Robert Downey Jr. Oh, hell yeah. He's back playing Doctor Doom instead of Iron Man. You know, it's also quite poetic in a way, since Robert actually auditioned for Doctor Doom back in 2005 for the 2005 Fantastic Four movie, but did get rejected, unfortunately. So now he's actually getting the slot, and I'm sure he will be a joy to see. Speaking of Marvel, a Deadpool Wolverine review. Deadpool and Wolverine has finally released, and I could not be happier. So let me just give a quick review. The characters were nailed perfectly. Like, with Deadpool being this perfect balance of comedy and seriousness. And with Wolverine, one thing I did take notice of is that Deadpool is like comedy with some seriousness, and Wolverine is like some seriousness with some comedy. It's like a match made in heaven, you know? And it's really easy for them to play off of one another. The comedy was also top-notch. Some amazing things I can't get out of my head. Some compliments goes for the action sequences. Such perfect fighting with such banger songs like Bye 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 by NSYNC and Like a Prayer by Madonna. The cameos, which I won't spoil, were jaw-dropping and just made me fly right out of my seat. They also held a good plot relevance, unlike most other cameos, so that's a win in my book. Everything that happens in this movie is just so perfect, you know? Like, I just can't wait for see this movie again and again, like that one dessert you order at the restaurant every time just because it's so good, you know? SpongeBob is confirmed to be autistic. There is no SpongeBob-related news that I was expecting here, but yeah, it's real. Over at San Diego Comic-Con, Tom Kenny stated that SpongeBob SquarePants is confirmed to be on the autism spectrum, thus explaining why SpongeBob acts very strange compared to a bunch of the other characters within Bikini Bottom. This announcement feels fine at first. You see, when you look at the ugly middle seasons of SpongeBob, you might have a new perspective on this statement. Since in those seasons, SpongeBob acts a lot more like a child. Like being happy all the time, annoying everyone he sees, throwing constant tantrums, the works. And people can just label that just him being autistic. And those stereotypes are extremely offensive to the autism community, and me. So SpongeBob has now turned into a walking, talking stereotype in my opinion. The Alec Baldwin court case dismissed. Finally, an end to this very wild and sad saga. So just to recap, there was this movie called Rust, which Alec Baldwin was set to act in. And there was a scene in which he would shoot a bullet facing camera. The armorer on set made a huge mistake by loading the guns with actual bullets and not the prop ones. So it led to Alec unknowingly firing an actual gun which tragically shot one of the camera people. Alec and the armorer were charged with involuntary manslaughter, and after a hard, long court case, the charges were dismissed for Baldwin. He was so emotional with the news that he would be free and able to respectfully continue production on Rust. So now, after hearing that, the armorer's team is trying to get her case dismissed, but that might be an uphill battle, you know? Since Alec shot her without knowing that it was a real bullet, while the armorer loaded the real bullet and probably could have changed the whole outcome if she was just doing her job. So I don't think she's gonna win this argument. The Halo TV series gets canceled. We all saw this coming, but the Halo TV series made for Paramount Plus was just put out of its misery. Only after 2 seasons did they pull the plug. Why are you feeling sympathy? This series was just too much boring. Not fun or spectacle, or like, it's just not faithful to the source material. So now it just feels nice that the series will only ever be remembered as this talking point in a random piece of trivia. It'll be the year 2040 and somebody's gonna make like a retrospective or like a what happened video, you know? The Tenacious D tour is on pause after offensive Trump joke. Getting into some music news and drama, the Tenacious D tour happened over at Sydney, Australia, and also on Kyle Glass's birthday. So Jack Black gave him one birthday wish. And what did he wish for? For Trump to get him next time. The audience was in sudden shock about what was said, but the concert continued as usual. But after the concert was done, Tenacious D announced that their tour would be on pause, with both Kyle Glass and Jack Black having to make some apologies and do not condone any of the violence they alluded to. So yeah, they're not doing any concerts as of this movement due to a Trump joke. But I mean, I think Kyle Glass kind of had a point. Just kidding, I don't support murder. Ava Chris Tyson fired from Mr. Beast after predatory acts come to light. Alright, so this news was shocking for me at least, but Ava Chris Tyson was one of the biggest members of the Mr. Beast crew and Jimmy's childhood friend, and now has been exposed as a predator. With a bunch of people coming out to say that Chris was targeting them, and when they were still minors, with even making predatory snaps to them, such as "coming for America." Absolutely disgusting. Like, this is absolutely disgraceful stuff. Like, and all around, and I nearly flinched at it, you know? And there was even people saying that Jimmy knew about all of this, and this kind of stuff was just the tip of the iceberg. You know? Oh, the bag. Like, you know, I like how the person's saying that it's just the tip of the iceberg and nothing else. Come on, spit it out. If there is something even more shocking, we need to know. But anyways, Chris made a post on X saying that after all the allegations have come out, she would be stepping down permanently from all things Mr. Beast. And Jimmy stated on his account that Chris did not step down herself. He fired her. Great choice, Jimmy. Get that predator gone and out of your streets. Now, some people are trying to defend Chris because, you know, she is a trans woman. And others are saying that Chris has set the pride community back a couple decades. My stance on all this is that not all trans people are like Chris at all. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you identify as, you will be treated equally to everyone else, and Chris will get the same number of years in prison as everybody else, hopefully. The Chris Tyson allegations have also been affecting Penguin Zero, since Sneeko mocks Penguin Zero for not covering the Ava Chris Tyson drama as well. So, yeah, Charlie was mocked by Sneeko for not covering the whole situation on his YouTube channel and just wants to hide the emotions for a Mr. Beast collab. Charlie responded by saying that he was slowly learning about everything as it happened, you know, just like everybody else. So he took his time to form his own opinions, which I can commend. And the anger about the situation was in the video, which Nico complained was missing compared to a similar situation with Dr. Disrespect. So there, good on you, Charlie, for making a fool out of Sneeko once more. YouTuber Cody Ko exposed as a predator. Damn it, 2 predators in 2 weeks? Why can't celebrities be normal and not be attracted to the underage? But anyways, YouTuber Angelo DeWallace made an expose video surrounding a big YouTuber named Cody Ko, essentially revealing him as a predator, with a bunch of people online now distancing themselves as far away as possible from Cody Ko, which I definitely agree with, you know? Why can't all these creators be like Captain Sparkles and Matt Pat? They never had any form of intimate relations with children, and they managed to live long careers. It's just simple. Be attracted to people of age. Ty Records exposes Bella the Wolf. A YouTuber by the name of Ty Records made a sudden expose of somebody I never thought he would ever cover. To be honest, I didn't know this creator existed until Ty made a video on her, but still, Bella the Wolf, a content creator that makes videos on a kid's social media platform game called Gacha Life. Not really familiar with it, but in-game she does things that is absolutely vomit-inducing. She makes videos of her killing soldiers and in-game and calls them evil for taking lives. My sister in Christ! Soldiers exist to protect us. They are not mass murderers, but people who fight the bad people to protect us. And even then, not every soldier works in combat. So where is this coming from? She also calls Technoblade and Queen Elizabeth racists who deserve to die. Absolutely disgraceful with no evidence. But anyways, Ty made a video which did get Bella's attention. In response, she made artwork of him. She made artwork of her violently killing Ty and called him a monkey. Ty made a follow-up video showing even more things she's been saying in her Discord and how she's treated like and even thinks she's a god, even insulting Christians and Muslims. The heat continued on after a bit, but Ty ended it by saying to his audience to stop paying attention to Bella, so everybody has, and I recommend it too. But there are rumors going around that she did kill her cat, so I hope everybody stops talking about this creator, and I also hope she gets banned off of social media. Michael Bay wants to make a Skibidi Toilet movie. Yeah, you heard me right. In a recent podcast, Michael Bay has stated that he wants to create a movie and TV series based off of Skibidi Toilet. Now, how the hell will this be done is far beyond my comprehension, but he really wants this idea to happen. So in the year 2028, get ready for the stupidest movie to make $1 billion. And lastly, Joe Biden steps down from 2024 election. I even wrote a song for it. They say Joe Biden's yielding his power and stepping away. Is that true? I wasn't aware that is something a candidate could do. I'm perplexed. If they're gonna go and replace whoever's in lead, if so, who's next? There's nobody else in their country who looms quite as large. Kamala Harris, I know her. That can't be. It's that vice president on TV all those years ago. What was it, 21? But who cares, Trump has already won. Oceans rise, empires fall. Next to Biden, they all look tall. All alone, watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, this will be fun. Da 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 da. Kamala Harris, good luck. That's all I have for this week's World Recap. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to subscribe so these new World Recaps will appear in your feed when they become available. Also, be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it so more Newfoundlanders and Bureau Peninsulas have the opportunity to see this. And lastly, maybe leave a comment down below to see what news stories you would like me to talk about this week for next week's World Recap. Anyways, I'm out. Kamala Harris, seriously. Good luck though.